The blackboards and blueprints of his Third Reich are bursting with incredible designs. Before the war is over, Germany will produce a series of aeronautical firsts that remain the basis for many air and spacecraft today. The Arado 234, the world's first operational turbojet bomber and the most advanced jet of its kind.
The Arado was the second of the airplanes that reached production employing the Junkers Hummel 004 engine. And it was just a very lightweight, clean, streamlined airplane that put a lot of pilot duties on. The pilot had to be the bombardier and the navigator and the gunner. But it was effective, was easy to fly, and relatively easy to maintain. So it served in small numbers and was an airplane that any country would have been proud to fly.
Even earlier, there were the many marvels of Munich-born Dr. Alexander Lippisch, who designed a series of delta-wing gliders in the 1930s that eventually led to the introduction of the rocket-powered interceptor Messerschmitt Me-163 Comet and the better-known Messerschmitt Me-262, the world's first operational jet fighter, able to outrun any Allied aircraft by as much as 100 miles an hour. It is considered the most advanced German craft to actually make it into combat.
A lot of the things that they were trying to do were things they were driven to do. With the invasion of France, the Germans were faced with a situation in which their territory was more and more confined. So their thoughts began to turn to vertical takeoff aircraft, and so they wanted rocket fighters that could ascend vertically to attack the American squadrons because they didn't have time to take them off and have a regular fighter plane climb.
To this end, Nazi dream machines include the Focke-Wulf rotary jet, with liquid-fueled rockets at the tips of its triple propellers, designed to take off vertically, then fly like a plane. But the most incredible vertical lift weapon of all is thought to be hidden in the secret hangars at Peenemünde, a Nazi UFO. An article in German news magazine Der Spiegel later reveals the secret invention Rudolf Schriever plans for the SS from neighboring Czechoslovakia. The piloted Schriever Flugkreisel, nearly 50 feet in diameter, with 3 impulse jets on a rotor inside a circular fuselage. This UFO was never built. But further clues to a flying saucer surface here along alpine forests and streams at a castle in Upper Austria. A disc-shaped propeller-like invention, using the principles of matter transformation and energy flow to create a fuelless engine based on the natural turbulence created by swirling water or air. Jörg Schauberger says that his grandfather's concept for a totally new propulsion system turned rumors of a UFO into reality. In the early 1930s, Victor Schauberger is intrigued by the ability of fish to swim upstream. Inspired by this natural phenomenon, he devises a silent, vacuum-powered engine to generate thrust without combustion. A revolutionary unit for airplanes to be pulled rather than pushed forward. He calls it the Repulsin.
The Repulsin, or Repulsin in German, was meant to be some kind of reaction chamber where some transmutations would take place with the molecules that are sucked into this chamber.
Even today, the Austrian would be ahead of his time. In World War II, his invention is right on course with Hitler's quest for wonder weapons. Against his will, Victor Schauberger is forced into the very heart of Nazi science, working inside a weapons lab staffed by slave labor.
There is no weapon-like thing with this repulsion. It's only meant to be some kind of propulsion system and not a weapon itself.
But elsewhere, deadly innovation is in full swing. Among the top secret correspondence between Nazi officials and German Air Force Colonel Schroeder-Stranz, there's a clue about a wonder weapon that's rumored to have the power to kill, heal, and even help find oil. The colonel repeatedly offers his ambitious proposal to the armed forces. In the last desperate days of the Third Reich, the SS decides to support the project. His brainchild is the stuff of science fiction. A wonder weapon that can pierce the thickest armor or send enemy planes crashing down from the sky. A test is to be conducted at a secret location. Crates are unloaded at night so no one will be alerted to the classified operation. The crates contain valuable metals and a Geiger counter to measure radiation. Dawn, March 1944. The colonel takes off for the test area. If the weapon works, he'll receive unlimited financial support. Colonel Schroeder-Stranz is the only man who knows the exact details of the tests to be run. A quarry in the middle of the forest in the Harz Mountains. Documents don't reveal the secret of what it looks like, only that its cannon-like front end shoots out an invisible ray. Colonel Schroeder-Stranz has invented an X-ray beam. Using the technical knowledge available at the time, it might have looked like this. Despite shortages caused by the war, Nazi scientists still have access to valuable metals and measuring instruments which were by now extremely rare. The trial run claims that the weapon shoots out a bolt of radiation that can be detected up to 25 miles away. The SS and Colonel Stranz are successful. But then, mysteriously, the file is closed. The special unit is disbanded in October 1944 with no explanation to be found to this day. Shrouded in secrecy, Hitler's science straddles the border between fact and fiction. But one of the Führer's quests is beyond dispute. It is the most desperate and decisive race of all. Who will be the first to build an atomic bomb? (1943). The scientists continue their work at the secret city on the Baltic. The tide of war continues to turn against the Third Reich. In the east, the German army is turned back at Stalingrad. Hitler's invasion of Russia collapses into panic, slaughter, and retreat. And in the west, British pilots record the first aerial images of the Peenemünde factories and rocket launching buildings. British bombers pound the complex, targeting the dormitories where Hitler's scientists and engineers live. Hundreds are killed.
To a certain extent, Peenemünde never totally recovered. They lost a lot of key personnel, scientists, research equipment.
Peenemunde's production is moved underground to mountain fortresses and remote mines safe from Allied blockbusters. Elsewhere, Stuttgart, Germany, 1944. Nazis plot the ultimate weapon to win the war, an atomic bomb. A team of German scientists attempt to unlock the secret of nuclear